iHeartRadio.
All right. Good morning, folks. Welcome to R&B Talk. Steve Gooseby. Got my boy Rich Sports up in the building. How you doing, Rich?
All right, Steve. Always a pleasure, man.
Yes, sir. And this is the last R&B Talk of the year, y'all. We won't be here on Tuesday. The next time we talk about it, it'll be 2026, man. So let's talk about some things, man, to wrap this year up, man. If you're in the market for a new car, if you don't already know, whether you're buying old or new, you're talking about at least a $10,000 increase in terms of what you're going to pay for. So you should be prepared for that. If you're buying a new car, one of the things that you'll probably see if you haven't noticed it already is subscriptions. A lot of things are going to be subscription based. You're talking about, in some instances, depending which dealer you're buying from or which brand of car you're buying from, you're talking about paying for navigation. You're talking about paying for, the Apple car or whatever they call that. You're talking about subscriptions on a lot of things. So you might want to, ask about those things before you even head to the dealership or do some research on it. But with that being said, you got the big, beautiful bill from people's favorite person, which is Donald Trump, President Trump. So that big, beautiful bill might offset some of those costs in buying a new or used car because you're going to be able to deduct the interest, which has never been done before. You'll be able to deduct the interest from the new car. That'll hopefully offset the cost of purchasing a new vehicle in 2026. Now, speaking of that, when it comes to taxes, did you know that if you starting January 1st, you go to the casino, Rich?
Yes, I do occasionally, a couple of times a year.
And most likely you're in the hole, right? You haven't. Are you up or you in the hole?
You know what, Steve? I don't gamble enough to allow myself to get in the hole. I set myself at an amount. I have come out ahead a few times, not spectacular, but just enough to say I'm getting out of here.
Okay. All right. Well, I usually go with a certain amount of money, and when that money's gone, I'm out. Or I'll hang around and have dinner, lunch, depending on the time of day. But I go with a certain amount I'm willing to lose, and when I lose it, I'm not happy, but I'm not sad either. As a matter of fact, I am happy because I enjoyed it. You know what I mean?
Well, one of the things is, Steve, gamblers like us, we're the guys that actually, if we can get up 3,000 or 4,000, we'll leave. The regular people that stay at 3-4 times a week, those are the people that stay in the hole. Believe me, I know people have been up 10,000. They go back and they lose it. Guys like us is the ones that the casino really don't like because we're the guys that we win 5,000, we're leaving.
Well, here's the thing about if you're a gambler. So if let's say you're up, let's say you lost $100,000 this year, right, in gambling. And all of a sudden, you win $100,000. Now, in the past, you would have been able to, deduct that as a loss because you lost $100,000, and then you won $100,000.
That's right.
And that should even things out, right?
It should.
Not according to the big, beautiful bill. So, according to the big, beautiful bill, you can only deduct up to 90%. So, you'll be paying taxes now on your losses.
Well, if you think about it, Steve, you have people, that's no different than the state lottery. You can buy, I've known people that have bought scratch tickets for 20 years. And I mean, they are compulsive scratch ticket players.
Right.
$200-$300 a day or whatever they can afford. They finally hit that big one, $1 million.
Right.
You take the one-time payout, $650,000 on $1 million. They tax it. You end up with maybe $500,000, a little under. And then if you're working and have a good income next year, you still have to pay some more taxes. So when you do the math, you really didn't come out ahead or over a 20-year period of just scratching, playing the lottery. So now the lottery taxes you. They never took into account that you had played the lottery for 20 years and you never won any money.
Right.
And that's one of the things. So this is kind of in that same lane if you think about it.
Right. You think it'll discourage gamblers?
No, because people are always going to gamble. Right. That's why we have these gambling sites. with the NFL, the sports leagues. People love to gamble, and they have really kind of in the last few years the marketing have really geared towards that. Even with the college kids, the young adults, they've really pulled them into the gambling aspect of the whole gambling game.
All right, so we're gonna switch to gambling in the NFL next, and I'm glad you brought that up. Um, but as part of the big beautiful bill, small businesses as well that make below $150,000 will receive a permanent 20% deduction. So if you're a small business, and this all begins January 1st. Also, low income will not be taxed on the first 25,000 in tips, and overtime you will not be taxed on the first 12,500 in overtime. So the average family will also receive a $2,200 tax credit for each child. That's all part of the big beautiful bill, and the average family, based on all that, will have an increase of $10,000 in income.
Now, Steve, I'm not a mathematician or accountant, but this sounds very good. This is great.
I think it's super great.
But
man.
Let me ask you: do you think you're still kind of just breaking even when you look at the price of the cost of living and what we're paying? Do we really come out ahead?
I totally agree with what you're saying. I think if you did the math, you would find yourself either breaking even, or that money not being worth really that much because of the cost of living and
the cost
inflation
of rent,
and all that stuff.
You're talking rent, mortgage, car insurance, the price of groceries, cable bill, everyday living. Okay, these tax credits or whatever tax breaks are great.
It's overdue though, long overdue.
But if you think about it, the way inflation has hit us,
right
now you're coming with tax breaks. By the end of the day, we're still gonna just be breaking even at the end of the day.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's great. Don't get me wrong. I'll take a tax break any way I can get it, but that money is gonna go back into the economy. I just think it's a structured system where we give you some money and it flows back into the system to keep the system going. It's almost like during COVID. You give out money to everyone to keep the system going while the system shut down.
Right. I mean, we're in a time of the year where, the market's hasn't been great. Whether you're in the cryptocurrency or whether you're in the stock market, it hasn't been all that great this time of the year. And I'm going to admit something right now that I was wrong about. All right, I said and the year's not over. We still got a week and a half or so. I said that Bitcoin would be at $150,000. And Bitcoin today, as of today, is at 87,000 and some change. So I was wrong, but I'm still right. I mean, I'm just wrong about it being the end of the year. Bitcoin will definitely reach that peak. And actually, it'll be more than that over the years. But what is going to happen is they are working on this bill called the Clarity Act. And the Clarity Act is going to give banks pretty much clarity on what they can and cannot do with cryptocurrency. In fact, most of the banks already know, you know what I mean? And most banks are already prepared. I just feel like once that bill is passed and it's official, which should be sometime after January 1st, sometime in January and after January 1st, that is going to, in my opinion, it's going to explode a lot of these cryptocurrencies. So I bring all that up because you look at the big, beautiful bill, you have a few extra dollars in your pocket by the end of the year, hopefully, right? Hopefully inflation will come down, but it's not too late. I say all that because it's not too late to get into cryptocurrency. At Escape on the Cape, we're going to have a workshop for anybody who's interested. It's not, I thought it would be too late by this time for a lot of folks, but it really isn't because regulations are not fully in place. So a lot of the cryptos are still affordable. You can buy cryptos for under a penny. There's cryptocurrencies that have utility that you could buy under a penny. And when they reach a certain point, just like stocks, when they grow, then your money grows. And there are a lot of different type of cryptocurrencies. Let's say XRP, for example. And I'm just going to go over this stuff real quick, and then we'll move on. If you got any questions, don't be afraid to call 617-238-7111. But XRP, for example, for those who don't know, is what they call the banker's choice, because XRP is the type of cryptocurrency that banks and financial institutions are going to use for cross-border payments. In other words, it's what they're going to use to transfer money. Right now, if you're looking to transfer, let's say I'll always use $10,000 as an example. If you want to send that to a friend or a family member in Los Angeles, you go to the bank and you have it wired, or you go to Western Union or someplace like that that wires money. They charge you about 4%, which is a lot of money on $10,000, and it takes well over 24 hours, or more, for that person to get to $10,000. So with XRP, that's not the case. You send that money, and it's there instantly, at almost zero cost. I mean, there is some cost, but not 4%, nowhere near 4%. And I can send it to you directly, Rich. I can get on my phone. Rich, you need 10 G's. Boom.
And there's no fee.
There's small fees to move the money, but it's not 4%. It's probably
not 4%.
To move 10,000 it could be $60, $40 or something like that.
Instead of 4% through your bank would be $400.
Right, exactly.
I see it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
It's a huge difference. And what was I watching where they moved like $1 trillion in a day? I don't know if it was BlackRock. It was one of those large companies. They moved like $1 trillion. They've never been able to do that. You know what I mean? And also a few months back during the summer, I remember it was a Saturday night. I was DJing somewhere. They gave me a check, which I hardly take checks, but I took a check that night, and I did the mobile deposit, and instantly that mobile deposit cleared. And that had never happened before. Usually I get the receipt saying this will be available on Monday or Tuesday at this time. And instead it said, I forget the exact verbiage, but it was like, it was available instantly. And that told me right there that they was testing out the technology. You know what I mean? So I tried to do it again later on a different day. And I had to wait. But I just felt like, and it was 10:30 on a Saturday night. I've never had anything cleared that I deposited.
Well, Steve, I got a question with the crypto. What's going on when I talk to people? I think a lot of people, especially in our community, they're intimidated by it.
Oh, yeah. A lot of folks are intimidated by the verbiage.
Because, yes, exactly.
The verbiage, the vocabulary.
Yes.
What is a blockchain? Oh, I can never learn what that is. What is crypto? Is just, it's money. It's digital money.
Yeah.
Cryptocurrency is digital money. What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is one of thousands of cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
It's digital money.
That's why a lot of people in our community stay away from it, because they're intimidated. And there's still that rumor out there it's a scam. But as you're saying that, if you look at all the big banks and financial institutions, BlackRock, Fidelity, they're all involved in it now.
Yeah.
And they have a name that they have to keep up with this stuff. So
go ahead.
They're not going to allow their companies to go down with this. So anyone who's willing to get involved, you got these big institutions behind you, just like the dollar now.
Right. So if you do you can actually research this right now, but a few years ago, which isn't a long time ago, but you had Jamie Dimon, who is he runs Chase Bank. You got what's the other guy that runs BlackRock? But anyways, those executives, they had nothing good to say about cryptocurrency over the years.
The president of the United States, our current president, I remember him saying crypto was a scam, and now he has his own crypto coin.
Well, let me tell you why they said that, especially these guys that are running the banks. If you look at the cryptocurrency market, I'm just going to look up. Okay, so the cryptocurrency market right now is a $2.9 trillion market. In other words, there's $2.9 trillion invested into the entire crypto market. And I'm going to ask you one question. Where do you think that money came from?
Came from the investors.
Right, came from the people. And where did they get the money from? Where did they pull that money from to put it in the crypto market?
Out of their bank accounts.
Right. So the bank executives, they didn't like that. What bank executive wants you to take their money out of their bank and they lose money when you do that?
So basically what you're telling me is, Steve, not to try to answer your questions for you, they basically got involved because they're like, wait a minute, these people are taking their money out of our banks, investing in crypto.
Right.
So we're going to get in the crypto game. So we're still handling their money.
You're talking $2.9 trillion was taken out of the banks like Chase, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. And what do they do with your money when it's in the bank anyways? They loan it out.
They invest it.
They make money off of your money and then give you back pennies
on the dollar.
Yeah. While they make billions and millions off of your money. So they didn't like that. So when they got on TV or when they got on social media, of course, I would do the same thing. I don't blame them for trying to throw dirt on crypto, because if I own a bank, Rich, and you got $1 million in my bank and I'm lending out your $1 million and making billions off of it, and all of a sudden you take it, I don't have that money to make money anymore.
That's right. So they had no choice but to get involved in crypto.
Right. They had no choice. And if that's where the money is going, and if that's what the people want and like, you either sit back and lose or you join the party.
That's right.
So I will say this. If that's what the banks are doing, why aren't you doing it? That's the question. Well, why aren't the people doing it? And you already said it.
I knew crypto was going to go mainstream when I constantly look at the Bloomberg channel in the mornings and I see Bitcoin and I think it's Ethereum.
Yep.
When I constantly saw those numbers up there, I'm like, why are they putting this on the Bloomberg channel if everybody's so against it? The Bloomberg channel is one of the major channels in the world for financial information.
Right.
And once it made it to the Bloomberg channel, I'm like, you know what? This crypto stuff is going mainstream.
If you are in the market to buy a house, take a real good look at that mortgage application. On the mortgage application right now, there's a section in there for assets, and where they ask you about whether you own any crypto assets at all. That's on the mortgage application. And as I've said before, everything is going on the blockchain. Everything. You go to the restaurant, there's going to be a time sooner than later when you pay your bill on the blockchain. Yeah.
Well, there's already commercials telling you could pay with Coinbase.
Well, if you watch the Celtics game, 9 times out of 10, what do you see on the basketball court? And I know a lot of people aren't paying attention to this.
What about the cryptocurrency arena? Which arena is that? Someone plays at the crypto arena right now.
Yeah, you got crypto arena. You got crypto arena. I think, is that the Clippers?
Maybe.
Yep.
The owner.
You got crypto arena. You got crypto.com. The Seattle Seahawks play in, I think it's Lumens or Stellar Stadium or something like that.
That's right.
Well, Stellar owns XLM, which is a cryptocurrency.
Exactly.
that does the same thing that XRP does.
Exactly.
You know, It allows people to transfer money instantly, and you don't need a bank. That's the other thing about crypto. If you own cryptocurrency, you do not need a bank. You and I could do transactions all day without a third party.
Because banks charge you fees.
Right.
That's how they make their money, off of fees.
And we'll move on in a second. But if you look at, matter of fact, let me just, and I like doing this right here. I just want to pull up. So I'm looking at I'm not even sure what UDS is, but it's a cryptocurrency. I don't own any, but it's up 1,472% in the last 12 months. All right. So I don't own any of that. I'm not even sure what that is. But you should do this math right now. Whatever you have in your savings account, whatever you have in your retirement or equity in your house, take that number and multiply it times 1,472%. And that's the amount of money that you would have had you invested in this particular crypto in the last 12 months. And there's thousands of cryptos. You can't own them all, you know, but there's a lot of them. The ones that will survive, because there are going to be a bunch that don't survive regulations when regulations come, but the ones that do survive will be the ones with utility. You know what I mean? So that's why it's important to do some research and learn about what this stuff is. It's not hard to learn. It's simple mathematics when it comes to how much money you can make. And if you understand the mathematics, it's easy from there to just find out what that particular crypto is and why I should invest into it. Like I said, XRP, cross-border payments. You have a lot of AI cryptos. AI is good. Man, they're doing Stargate in Texas now. It's $1 billion. It's an AI hub. So once that starts running, man, and you got stock in AI or particular AI cryptos, it's over. It's over. So, you know, buy cheap, sell high, buy low, sell high. And as I always say, I learned a long time ago during the last recession, the best time to get rich is when the market is bad, because everything's low. There's a fire sale. You buy low, you sell high. And that's the name of the game. Crypto, just think about when Facebook first came out. Think about when we went from vinyl records to CDs, and then then CDs to MP3s. You know what I mean? Think before the internet. If you're not that old.
No, you're right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, we went from the Walkman to listening to music on our phones.
Yeah. So this right here, this is one of those revolutionary technologies that ain't going nowhere, that if you're invested into it, and it doesn't, here's the thing, it doesn't cost a lot of money. The one I just mentioned, UDS, let's see how much that costs to buy. That's actually $2.33 for one share. So if you did the math, let's say you had 10,000 sitting in there in 12 months, just do the math. 10,000 times 2.33. It's $10,000. But whatever you invest into that, you know what I mean? So yeah. So we'll get back to some of that. We're gonna have an event on Escape on the Cape. Escape on the Cape is December 29th, 30th, and New Year's Eve. And on the 30th, we'll be doing a workshop during the daytime. So if you're at Escape on the Cape, you know, make sure you come into the workshop. We'll have some food and drinks, and we'll be talking about stocks as well. Now, the good thing about investing into that, based on where the world is going, where technology is going, AI is taking over. I mean, you got to do something to compensate. You got to do something. You got to start planning. You really do. And a lot of folks aren't really doing it. They're just sitting by, waiting on something good to happen.
And honestly, Steve, the politicians, the country, the way the economy is, everyone's waiting for this to save us. Sometimes you just got to save yourself and make the right financial decisions.
I'm telling you right now, you don't have to believe me. You don't have to listen. Things are changing for the worse. Things are changing for the worse. We've been talking about job losses for the longest, right? All right. 300 million jobs gone due to AI. Right? 300 million jobs gone due to AI. Now, here's some of the massive layoffs that have happened already. and there's more. I'm just going to name a few of them, like UPS, 35,000 people laid off recently. Starbucks, 2,000. Disney, 7,000. Chevron, 9,000. Nestle, 16,000. These are layoffs happening throughout the country. Panasonic, 10,000. Nissan, 20,000. BP Gas, 7,000. You think those jobs are coming back?
Well, one of the things, Steve, think about it in California. Maybe there's a few more states. You got Uber and Lyft drivers. But now, Steve, you got the self-driving cars.
Yep.
Why should they pay a human being a fee to pick up passengers, drop them off, when all they have to do is invest in the car and the AI technology now?
Right.
That's something else that people should look at. When I see AI taking away a lot of jobs where it could duplicate the human element of the job.
Right. Yeah. No, it's definitely AI is going nowhere. And even look at it in the music business. They got AI artists now. They're talking about AI having their own chart. Now, how far is that going to go? I think there'll be some instances where it works, but like I heard Jermaine Dupri say, I think over time, I'm into real talent. I love seeing a talented artist perform, whether it's male or female. Just the art of entertainment. I love that. The AI piece, yeah, it may sound good, but when it comes to going to a show and seeing that artist, I think over time people are gonna pay whatever they want to pay to see a real artist perform.
Most definitely,
and to be able to relate to that
because
person.
this person worked hard. They were groomed from a young person with their voice training and everything. So the work that was put in versus going on the computer and generating a synthetic person.
Right. There's nothing like real talent. Can you imagine if Michael Jackson was still here today? People would still go see him. Of course, he would be older, right?
Well, him and Prince, we probably wouldn't. You'd have to stand in line to get their tickets for 2 days, probably.
Right. People want to see. Artists like that. Classic. I would pay anything to see Michael Jackson.
Well, Steve, remember the
old or young?
Remember the concert a couple of years ago at Gillette Stadium with what's the name there? Travis Kelce's fiance.
Oh, Taylor Swift.
Remember how those tickets broke the internet when everyone was trying to get tickets?
Right.
So think about that. That's a real artist.
It's a real artist. Right. And to go along with the AI artist, remember back when Tupac had passed, they did a show somewhere and they had the what do you call it? The thing on the screen. It wasn't him, but anyways, they have that today for AI. But it's far more advanced than it was back then.
Yeah.
So yeah. So a lot of different things going on. The world is changing. I would just say to folks, don't sit around waiting for someone to do something for you or waiting for something to happen. Take action. Sit back, think about what it is and what you can do to offset a lot of these changes, because here's what I think is going to happen, right? I think it's going to get so bad in terms of jobs that, and there's been talk about, if you've heard someone talk about universal income, I think that's real. Because AI is going to take over so much. People will have the option of working or not. If you choose not to work, you don't have to. Don't worry. We'll put you on universal income and you have to live with that. But as you've been hearing about the SNAP benefits over the past few months, how people reacted to that, the universal income, in my opinion, is just around the corner.
One of the things, Steve, no matter how bad everyone's saying the economy is, do you know there's still a record number of people becoming millionaires every day? So that tells you there's money to be made no matter how bad the economy is.
And I bet you those people that are becoming millionaires are investing.
Exactly.
They're investing
Well,
their
that's
money.
what well that's what they're saying. Yes.
Yeah, they're putting in their money into things like crypto.
Yes.
Listen, and the crazy thing too, man. I know from day one, there's probably folks, man. He's on this crypto stuff, man. That ain't going nowhere. Nah, I ain't messing. I got friends. They're all on board now, but in the beginning, nah, I ain't touching that, man. I ain't touching that, and but now the reality is, you see it all over the place. You see it on TV. They're naming arenas after it. You got the president talking about it all the time. And if you're not listening to him talk about it, if you're not paying attention and reacting on what they're talking about in terms of where it's going, you're already losing. You're already losing. Again, I admit I was wrong. I thought Bitcoin would be at $1.50 this time of year. But also knowing that regulations aren't in place and that it will be sometime in January, sometime after January 1st, soon as that, I guarantee you, as soon as the Clarity Act passes, that's going to be the beginning of things jumping off in the crypto market. That's the last piece. That piece tells the bank what they can and what they cannot do with cryptocurrency. And then you'll start to see Bank of America, or saying something like, buy your crypto from us, or we'll custody your cryptocurrency. The most secure crypto wallet in the country, Bank of America, or something like that. I don't know. But once that Clarity Act passes, man, that's it. Look it up. Do the research. Again, they got Stargate, which is an AI hub being built in Texas right now. It's $1 billion or $1 trillion. I don't know what they're spending. I know it's stupid money. It's an AI hub. It's just one of many AI hubs that's being built, or that's going to be built in the country. So, why not do some research and invest in AI? Because AI is about to explode. I'm telling you that now. There's plenty of AI cryptos, plenty of AI stocks. Energy is going to be huge in the future, because to run those AI hubs, they have to operate off a lot of energy. So you got electricity. You got there's this company I was hip to, hydrogen. I have to pull it up. I don't want to speak out of turn, but energy is going to be huge. So I would research energy companies, especially if you got small kids, at least get them involved into it. Get that new generation involved, because for us, we're older, so we're pretty much good anyways. We're going to be good. But our kids and our grandkids, life's going to be different for them. So, again, I think what's going to happen, people will have the option to work or not work. And if you decide you don't want to work, okay, you can stay home. They already did that. And they gave out whatever they called the money. they gave out the dough.
Yeah, the COVID relief fund, however we want to, whatever word we want to use it.
They tested it out. So
Well, think about it, Steve. How many people work remote now since COVID?
Right.
They realized people didn't have to come into the office to do a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
So that's the direction we're moving in.
Universal income. And they may not call it that, but they've been talking about it. Do some research on that as well. Universal income. And I don't know what they may give you $2,000 a month. Or $3,000, I don't know.
I mean, there's always going to be jobs that you have to technically do labor with.
Right.
But a lot of jobs can really, like restaurants. You see AI controlling stuff in restaurants now.
Yeah, you got robots in restaurants. You got robots in Stop and Shop, Home Depot. That's just the beginning. That's nothing to compare to what they already have. They just haven't put out there for us yet.
That's right.
They got robot police dogs. They got robot police.
That's right.
Yo, man, listen, I'm telling you, man, the future, for us, we're pretty much already established, many of us, and so we'll be all right. But again, your kids and your grandkids, that younger generation, at least pass it on to them, because I'm telling you right now, a lot of jobs are going away. Just look at how good AI is. And I talk about this all the time. I've seen the AI stuff that they have for teachers, and it is off the chain.
Oh, I think in the future you're going to see classroom size reduce also.
You probably won't even need to go in the classroom, because if you're using AI, why can't you use it at home? And being at home, I know people get comfortable, but if you don't do the work at home, then guess what? You don't pass. You don't pass. But I mean, a lot of changes. Just look at your government. Look at all the stuff that's going on with the president. Whether you're Democrat or Republican, all the Epstein files, man, it's crazy out here, man.
That's right.
It's crazy right now.
It's all technology moving very fast right now.
Yeah. So we got Will Downing at 11:30, y'all. My guy. We're gonna be talking to him shortly, so hang tight for that. Want to talk a little bit about Christmas. Are you ready for Christmas, man?
I look at it now, Steve, is a very commercialized holiday.
It's just another day.
Just another day.
Same for me, man.
Commercialized holiday.
Same for me.
What it does, it puts people in debt, and they spend money they don't have, and spend the rest of the year paying off the previous year's debt.
Yeah. The one thing I do like about the holidays, it's just the holidays, period, man. I like the coming together of families.
Yes, that's the
and
main
the kids and the grandbabies,
that's
man.
The thing.
That's the part I love about it.
Yeah, that's what we got to get away from. Make it family, but don't make it commercialized.
Yeah.
But it's hard to take it away from the kids because the subliminal messages on the television just pushes it so much.
Right.
And you're under pressure to buy stuff for your kids. If we can move in the next few years and tell the kids it's more about family coming together, getting good food, and just
that's it,
meeting each other and getting together for the holidays. Let's take the commercialized part of it out of there,
Yeah, it's hard to do when folks are caught up in that matrix, though, man.
Yes.
So good luck on that. But if you are Christmas shopping and you've been doing it by mail, well, guess what? If you do your returns, here's some of the price. Here's some of the prices on returns, right? Macy's. And this is if you're shopping by internet or mail or anything like that. Macy's has a $10 fee if you return. Yeah, so if the shirt don't fit, $10.
Actually, Steve, they started that a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that's a few years back. So they're basically discouraging you the day after Christmas when you see those long lines, everyone doing the returns on the gifts they didn't like.
Right.
They're trying to force you because, Steve, a lot of that inventory just goes there and it ends up in TJ Maxx and Marshalls at a discount rate.
Right.
So they're trying to.
So that's why you see the stuff at TJ's.
That's right.
Wow.
A lot of that stuff after Christmas. I mean, I shop at TJ Maxx and Marshalls. We get the best deals at them stores, Nordstrom Rack, just to let people know.
It's like a beat up car. You can't sell it to dealer. You send it to the auction.
I don't pay full price for anything anymore, man, because this stuff is marked up like 5 times the rate anyway. So they give them room to reduce it anyway. But yeah, Steve, a lot of these stores are coming with those fees after Christmas on the return rate, man.
Right.
So even if you return the merchandise and get your money back, they still made money off you.
Right. Marshalls, $12. TJ Maxx, $12. American Eagle, $5. Best Buy, $45 to return something to Best Buy?
Yes.
That's crazy.
So they're making money off you even if you give them their product back.
Man. H&M, $4. JCPenney, $8. And it just goes on and on and on.
Yes.
All right. Let's switch up to sports, man. I want to start with the Patriots. We're in the playoffs.
That's right.
For the first time in a minute. Since Tom Brady.
Back in the playoffs. Actually, the
Mac Jones game we lost to Buffalo. I was there.
Yeah, that's great, though, man. We're back. New England football is back. We have a good young team. That was a Oh my God, that win the other night, the comeback in Baltimore. And the Ravens have been one of our rivalries for years,
Mm-hmm.
going all the way back to the Ray Lewis years. We beat them in the playoffs a few times. They beat us. That was a great win in Baltimore the other night. It showed the true character of the team that night.
Right. And the problem I do have with the game, and I want to talk about this because we were talking about gambling and being taxed. That pass interference call, man, I've never seen a call so in front of the ref's eyes, and they did not throw a flag on that play.
Well, Steve, I'm gonna tell you, the Ravens was favored by 3 points. They were seven.
Was it 3 or 3.5?
3.5, somewhere around there.
Okay.
They were favored. We are the division leader at 11-3.
But all the money was on the Pats, though, right?
A lot of people took the Pats. They did.
Okay.
The Ravens were favored. Why are the Ravens at 7-7? They're favored over a division leader that's 11-3.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you look at it from Vegas' perspective, what's their goal? What's the goal in Vegas?
To shift the money.
To make money. So you want to put the favorites on the team that most likely is not going to win to try and get people to do that, to make that bet, right?
That's right.
So let's go to that play now. So on that play,
Keyshawn
Boutte, the Ravens was up what? They were already up, 7 at that? No, they were up 4, 3, something like that.
At that point, the score was 23-20.
Okay. So this is just my opinion, right?
No, 24-21.
So Vegas, the NFL, and the refs, and I love sports, I love football, but listen, I'm not going to lie. Vegas, the refs, and the NFL are all in cahoots.
And the sports gambling sites.
Right. And all that was about, to me, it was about controlling the money.
That's right.
In the refs, because how else could you not make that call?
At that point, the Ravens was up 24-21. They weren't even going to cover at that point. And my thing is this, and listen, I could be 100% wrong, but in my watching sports for 50 years or more, I've never seen officials have so much impact on the calls late in games now.
They asked Vrabel about the call, and he said he asked the ref about it, and the ref said that the player didn't survive the ground. And he says, I know about the catch rule, but what about the pass interference?
Well, if you look at the play, the defensive back tackled the guy before the ball even got there.
Yeah.
I've never seen a play like that where pass interference was not called.
Right.
I watched the game last night between the San Francisco 49ers and the Indianapolis Colts, and some of the pass interference calls last night was at a bare minimum, and the announcer said, well, I don't think that was. The other night, that was the most blatant pass interference call I've seen in years that was not called.
I think the NFL is committed. Although they care, they don't care because the bottom line is the money.
The money.
It's definitely the money. They're making the money. The revenue they have coming in on gambling is so much money. They don't care. They do not care.
My biggest problem with watching sports now, let the athletes determine the outcome of the game. I don't want the officials called to determine the outcome of the game.
Yeah.
And to me, in the last few years, even in the Super Bowl a few years ago when the Kansas City Chiefs won, remember the pass interference call? They got the Chiefs in field goal range to beat the Philadelphia Eagles in the first Super Bowl that they matched up.
Mm-hmm.
That was very questionable. Put them in field goal range. They beat the Eagles by 3 points.
And if you go back and look at the Vegas numbers, then you understand why.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Money-wise. If you follow the money is where all the answers are at.
And sometimes, Steve, these games are just so spot on with the money line, the spread. You're like, how do these guys in Vegas get? Are they in front of the computer? They're watching every player's stats. What? And now you got Chat GBT or whatever they call it. You can crunch these numbers. this is a human element. Can you really predict the outcome and for it to be that close unless you have another human being taking part in it?
You got to be in cahoots. That's why I say the refs in the NFL. It wouldn't surprise me if somebody's in the ref's ear.
I
You know what
personally
I mean?
don't sports bet because I personally prefer to go to a casino or play the lottery. Sports betting and allowing another human being to control the outcome of my money, I've just never been big on that.
Even in the Detroit and Pittsburgh game, man.
Oh man.
Watching that game, they did not want Detroit to win that game at all.
If you're a football fan or a sports fan and understand the game, you get two pass interference calls back to back on winning touchdown plays. And you know, Steve, I I'm very curious. I've heard a little chatter about it, but that was the most blatant end of the game where a team actually lost the game I've seen in a while.
Right. Right. Yeah, man. It's not good. And as much as I love sports, that part right there, man, it just for me it kills the game, man. It just kills the game. And you think your team is winning fair, and it's not always the case. You know, it's
Yeah,
not always the case.
yeah. The sports betting websites. I think they've gotten too close with these leagues. I mean, when you're watching a game, every commercial is about betting on sports. You're using the athletes to push the whole product now.
Right.
Ex athletes, and then when you get guys betting, you're letting college kids bet on professional sports now.
Right.
You're just pushing this narrative. Then when you have a scandal, you want to use people as the scapegoat, okay? But you're pushing this narrative in people's faces all the time to bet on sports. But you want them to not be able to bet in certain situations, you know?
I mean, think about it. Think about it, right? It's illegal to gamble in your house,
yes, exactly.
but it's not illegal to go to a casino.
I know, isn't that amazing? When you, yeah. How do you do that?
Yeah.
Chauncey Billups.
Me and you playing blackjack for money
Yes.
is illegal.
Well, Chauncey Billups, I'm going to bring that up one more time. You charged him with this illegal gambling, the feds coming in and everything. So I'm having late night poker games at my house. But you're telling me I got to go to the casino and play poker, but I can't play poker at my house.
Right.
That's the biggest hypocrisy with gambling that I've seen in years, you know?
Yeah, and I swear he's a scapegoat. They made him, he's probably the biggest scapegoat on TV right now.
Well, Steve, one of the things about that, I've talked to some people that play high stakes for poker.
Yeah.
They said the reason why they were mad about that situation, you got people going in there with hundreds of thousands of dollars playing late night poker games.
Right.
They want that money to come to the casino because if you win, you're going to get taxed. A late night poker game with high rollers, there's no taxes involved.
Right. And that's what I'm telling you. It's all about the money. It's all about money.
Yeah.
You know, what can we do to get that money here, whether it's Vegas, whether it's DraftKings or any of those other companies.
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about, man. The same thing in basketball. In probably baseball with the strike zone.
Exactly.
You know, there's so many ways. It's man.
One more thing I want to add, Steve. You might not know this, but there was a little rift between Massachusetts. The reason why it took us so long to get sports betting here is because there was a little fight going on between the sports betting sites to come here and the Massachusetts State Lottery, because that took a lot of their money away. People are able to go to the casinos now and bet on sports in real time and sit at the bar at the casino versus going into a store buying scratch tickets, playing Keno, buying all this other lottery. The Massachusetts Lottery lost some money when the sports betting sites came into Massachusetts. That's why it was so much of a political thing for a few years, if you remember.
I bet it was. Now I'm glad you brought that up. Let's talk about the lottery. I think the lottery's another scam. I feel like the lottery's another scam, man.
Well, the algorithm, when you play numbers, if you look at the daily number, certain numbers pay more than others. That's because when a lot of people hit a number, it will pay out less.
Right.
They have everything factored in, how much they're going to pay out versus what they take in.
Right.
You know? So, and that's the thing, Steve. Gambling in the US, casinos, lotteries, it's not made for you to come out ahead. Of course, Powerball is 1.7 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, it went up last night. Steve, somebody's going to win that at some point.
At least that's what they say.
Yeah.
That's what they say, because usually you don't see the person, right?
Well, a lot of states now, the person don't have to show their face anymore.
Which opens the door.
For years, that was.
I mean, I wouldn't want my face.
That was the law. You had to show your face.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things, a conspiracy of mine, and we're going to still stay on this conspiracy thing.
Yeah.
Over the last few years, a lot of people in California kept winning.
Yeah.
Silicon Valley. That's just a little conspiracy of mine.
Yeah.
Why that area of California was always winners? Are these people crunching the numbers?
Right. And you're right. I heard about that conspiracy theory.
So many people out there, you got these geeks crunching the numbers and looking at every available combination.
And it's always the same places. It's California. It's somewhere in Ohio.
Yes.
In Florida. Is it Florida? No, not Florida. But those are the two main places I hear all the time.
Yeah.
When people hit big, that's where the winners come from. You know?
So, I mean, gambling is a thing. It's fun. I do a little Keno. I like to go to the casino once or twice a year. I like Keno because every 2 minutes I know I can see my games coming through.
I love
That's
Keno.
what I like about Keno. I don't have to wait.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a battle between Massachusetts Lottery Commission and sports gambling sites coming into Massachusetts. That's why it took so long. And the lottery actually was thinking about, they wanted to put sports gambling where we could go right into the store and do it at a lottery machine. But the lottery commission didn't allow that with the sports gambling sites because that was impeding on their money.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you have to go to a casino and bet.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So there's a battle within the industry, Steve.
Yeah.
these little battles take place within the industry.
Right. Right. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff, man. But all right. So at 11:30 we got Will Downing live. We'll be talking to him shortly. Let's switch over to Michigan and Michigan State, man, because we got two coaches over there, man. I mean, come on, you want to talk about losing millions and millions of dollars over a woman?
Over sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it really comes down to.
Break all that down for me, man, please.
Well, the Michigan State coach, what was his name again? Tucker?
Yeah,
Mel Tucker.
Mel Tucker, yeah.
Mel Tucker, Michigan State, had a 9-year, $90 million contract, averaged about $9.5 million a year. He was fired for cause. He's trying to sue Michigan State. That's Michigan State football team. Same thing, inappropriate relationships, sexual harassment charges brought on. They fired him for cause. They could do that. Just avoid your contract, not pay you the rest of it.
Right.
So Mel Tucker got fired. He's suing them or whatever. Then we go to Sharon Moore. Was on the Michigan Wolverines national championship, assistant coach.
A crazy situation.
Took over for the Harbaugh brother. Last year, you led them to like 10 wins. This year, you guys had a pretty good record.
And what's crazy about all that, real quick, Harbaugh had it in his contract that he took over.
He took over.
You know, after he left.
He had about a $50 million contract. And the thing is, you're married, you got kids, you're having a affair with one of your staffs, you bumped her up to $90,000 a year. You know, the thing I want to say about this, these are black men. These jobs are hard to come by. You get in these positions, you need to embrace this. We have to work harder to keep these jobs.
Right.
We have to win. We have to be productive. We have to put a winning product out there. We have to go out and compete in both of these are Big Ten teams.
Right.
One of the biggest football conferences, if not the biggest. The SEC, Big Ten, those are the two biggest conferences.
Yeah.
You know, you're black men coaching these schools. You got to stay in line and do what you're supposed to because these jobs are already hard enough to come by.
Yeah.
Ryan Clark said it, and some people gave Ryan Clark flat. He said, you know, they're black men. You set us back a little bit. People are going to be a little hesitant about hiring us in the future. I think Ryan Clark, I don't think he said nothing wrong.
No, I don't think he said that
We
wrong.
should-
It does make us look bad.
We're held to a higher standard in these
because
jobs.
we're highlighted in any and everything we do.
That's right.
So I'm not mad at what he said.
Yeah. So anyway, these are two guys. Bobby Petrino, a white coach, got fired under the same circumstances a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Belichick just hired him as his offensive coordinator in North Carolina next year.
Wow.
Now, Rick Pitino had a situation. Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Rick Pitino went to Iona, got them in the tournament. Now he's back in the big time, St. John's. These guys will get another chance, but for black Afro-American men in these jobs,
they won't.
It's going to be a long climb. They got to go back and coach Division III football. Might have to coach a couple of high school teams, junior college. It's going to be a hard climb back from where they were.
Right.
So that's the story on those situations.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I don't know, man. When you think about it, I mean, that's a tough pill to swallow, man. To give up $30 million and not see, I don't know, that kind of money.
Well,
my eyes are wide open.
Mel Tucker
when it comes to keeping.
Mel Tucker's contract was $90 million. He was one of the highest paid coaches in the country, Steve. And just to throw a little joke in here,
yeah,
Bill Belichick, 74 years old, has a 23-year-old girlfriend.
Right.
Is that a good look? But that's Bill Belichick.
Right.
That's Bill, and she's on his staff at North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been rumblings that she's in the way, but that's Bill Belichick. He's established.
Right.
He can call his own shots. These guys don't have that same power to call the shots like that.
Right. I'm just trying to see. I'm not even sure if we're up on the live, man. Are we up on the live? Are we up on the live? But yeah, man, those are tough pills to swallow, man. To make that kind of money. I don't know if we're up on the live, but anyways, to make that kind of money, man, and then what happened afterwards? Like he went to the lady's house.
Yeah,
and threatened to kill her and himself.
Yeah, he was going to take his own life and kill her. That was, at that point, he just got embarrassing. That's what I feel. At this point, you're embarrassing yourself. Yeah. You got your family, your wife, your kids. Once you got fired, just take it like a man. Go home and try to make amends with your family.
Yeah.
Maybe your wife will forgive you and carry on in your life. You made a good money in the last 2 years. You was also an assistant. Financially, you're still in a good spot. And actually, Steve, if he had just went about his business after being fired, you could rekindle your career at some point.
Right.
It's an uphill battle. Guys have done it. Like I said, Rick Pitino, these other guys. Even Mel Tucker's resurfaced somewhere. I got to check. But he just went out, did what he had to do. You resurfaced.
Right.
People forget after a few years.
Right. They do. People definitely forget, man. I mean, just a tough situation, period. His family, his wife, his kids, it's all over the news. And wow, how do you blow $30 million, man? And never mind 90.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so we got Will Downing coming up in about 2 minutes or less. Will, just a great person, man. Got music for days, man. Music for days. You want to talk about being in it? Matter of fact, let's just bring him up on stage now. My guy, Will Downing, man. How you doing, Will?
What's going on, brother?
I'm good, man. Good to see you as always, man.
Hey, man, pleasure's all mine, brother.
Listen, man, let's just get right into it, man, because you know what? I asked you this the last time, man. How you've been in the business for a long time. What is this your 29th album?
29.
29 albums. Are you a time traveler? I mean, talk to me, man. How do you survive the business all that time, man?
Man, if I could bottle it and sell it, I would. I have no freaking idea. I just do an album. I find out that people kind of like one or two cuts off the album, and it sustains me until I record another one. I go out and what my mantra is: record an album, promote an album, tour.
Right.
So those are my three mantras. I
Right.
say it, and that's what I do, man. And so I just been doing it for the last 37, 38 years.
Wow.
Hey, you were there at the beginning as well. I used to see
That's
you
right.
back in the day. So yeah.
That's why I say, I'm like, yo, I mean, a lot of artists been around just as long as you, but they're not still doing it, So
I've been very blessed, man. I've been very fortunate. Like as I said, man, there's always been at least one or two songs off of every album that I've released that the public has just sort of attached themselves to, and it might have become a hit or a semi-hit.
Right.
And it's kind of sustained me.
Well, you've always had a good sound. I'll tell you that, man. That's one of the reasons why you're still around, man. You got music that people love for sure. So talk to me about your new project, man. Another new project, man. Another new project, man. You just keep coming with it, man. I'm not mad. I love it.
Listen, man, I ain't good looking and smart like you, man. So I ain't got no other option. This is all
Stop it, man. Stop it, man. Talk to me about this album, man.
The album is entitled Still in Love, and I entitled the album Still in Love because I still love music. We're in a new day right now, and you see projects, you see artists. There's tons, there's thousands upon thousands upon thousands of artists now. We're back in the day, it was almost like a fraternity or for women a sorority where you had to be selected and put into the special place. Now everybody's an artist.
Yeah.
Everybody. So it's easy to get kind of I don't want to say jaded in the music business, but I still love it. So I entitled the album Still in Love. The first cut is called Back to Us. The first single is called Back to Us. And it's a song about a couple that's been together for a very long time. And they've been doing the same things over and over and over again. And one person in the relationship realizes, like, you know what? We used to go out more. We used to do all these things together. We need to get back to us. So that's what
Right. Well, I got that playing in the back just a little bit.
I hear that groove, baby.
Yeah. So that's his latest single, Back to Us. How do you feel about AI, man? Tell by the reaction.
Probably about a year ago, it was a joke. It was like, AI gonna take your job. And I was like, it's never gonna take the job of a singer. And now here we are. We're releasing AI music and AI artists, and people can't tell the difference. The average person can't tell the difference. Of course, man doesn't have as much feeling. But you know what, man? I think
it's almost too perfect.
It's too perfect, but I just think that we've gone too far as a society that we need stuff, that we need these tools to do all these things for us. To give us time to do what?
Right.
So, I just hear it all the time, like, or even, I don't want to say menial, but okay, let's say a job like a person that collects or that collected money at the toll booth.
Right.
Which is like a nasty job. You got to inhale fumes all day. Now they got one person working in one booth, and all the rest of the things are like an easy pass or something like that, something where it reads your license plate and it charges you. So there used to be 8 jobs for people like that. Now it's down to like 1 or 2. And that's permeating across the country and with every aspect of our living. So at some point, they ain't going to need you for nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to figure out where we're going with this.
Rich and I was talking about it earlier, how AI is just taking over. And I think no matter what you do, you have to prepare with your family, especially if you got young kids and grandkids, man. You got to prepare somehow on how you're going to adjust to this new society, because a lot of jobs are going away, a lot of changes, man, in the government, everything, man.
Well, I mean, the thing is that I don't think anyone really cares. I think the people up top, save them a lot of overhead, not having to pay insurance payments, 401ks. You don't have to worry about an employee calling in sick. You don't have to worry about an attitude. You don't have to worry about anything. And so it makes it convenient in one aspect of life, but in the other, it's like, how do you make a living? Like,
you're right. Well, you're 100% right. I'm sorry. I just want to chime in. You're so right. You just hit the nail on the head. I just want to compliment you, brother. I was telling Steve when he told me you was coming in. Listen, I've been listening to your music forever. My wife is actually the person that collects all the music. Man, we've driven up and down the East Coast listening to your music for years, man.
Thank
And and I'm gonna tell you, man, I just turned 63, and me and Steve grew up since we were kids. I didn't realize you, man. I Googled you, man. 1963. I didn't realize you was as old as me, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yes,
I
sir.
know, honestly, man. I told my
You
wife
don't
last
look it
night.
though.
I thought you was like mid 50s, early 50s. Man, you've been around a long time, man. I've been with my wife 35 years. We've been listening to your music those whole 35 years, man.
Man, thank you. And you married a very smart woman. You married a very smart woman.
Nah, man,
and you know we don't crack.
It's
Of course.
incredible, man. I didn't know you was a 19. I'm looking at you, 1963.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
like, this
November,
brother been around since me and Steve been around.
yeah,
Man.
man. November 29th, brother. Yeah, I've been around for a minute, man. and,
Yeah,
and
man.
grateful. I've
I
seen
mean,
so many
29 albums. I mean, come on. You know?
Well, yeah, I mean, just even to be alive, man. It's
Right.
like you've seen so many of our friends that we grew up with that are no longer with us, you know,
Right.
people that we work with. And, you know, just grateful to still be in that number, man. We're still here making a difference.
And your music to me, like I listen on Sirius Radio, the Smoky Soul Town. I listen to the heart the heart and soul. I listen to the radio station that plays the 80s and 90s. I'm not honestly, it's hard for me to get into this new stuff now, man. Nothing to me is authentic. Going back with guys like you, Freddie Jackson, Luther, even the Motown, the OJs. I'm that old soul type of music, man. And I'm glad guys like you are still around making this type of music, man.
Man, thank you, brother. Hey, listen, man. Everything must change. R&B, we've seen it morph into different things. I remember when I came in, I remember like the Luther Vandrosses of the world and the Anita Bakers, and they would look at me kind of like, you know, what's this guy doing, you know? And you know, they in some cases had like a little vibe with me, but you know, everything has to change, you know. And so these new artists that are coming in, this is their version of what they think R&B is, and it may not be my, you know, my preference, but if that's the way they hear it, and it's morphing into something new. And they're using a little bit of the classic and they're bringing in their own elements as well. So it's a combination of the old and the new. And, you know, it's somebody else's turn, man. So, but I'm grateful to still be doing what I do. And I do it in the classic way, the way I was taught from your Luther Vandrosses or your Teddy Pendergrasses or people like that. So I kind of maintain the tradition in that way. And these new artists are doing it in a new way. But, hey, that's their sound and they love it, man. So it's going to be what it's going to be until it ain't. It is what it is till it ain't. That's what they say.
Right. Well, we ain't going to hold you up, man. Thank you for bringing us another good album. Now it's available on all platforms, of course.
It is available on all platforms, or you can come directly to me. You can come to theprinceofsophisticatedsoul.com and you can download your copy there. And in about a month, I'll have vinyl because I keep hearing that vinyl is coming back. I don't know nobody owns a turntable, but I did it. I produced it on vinyl as well. I'll have that in a month for those who enjoy vinyl.
Good stuff, man. Well, just want to wish you a happy and a Merry Christmas to you and your family, man. And thank you for bringing us this good music, man. 29th album, y'all.
You got it, man. Well, next time I come up that way, I want to see your face in the place.
Yeah, I missed you again, man. For some reason, man, I've been DJing the last couple of times you were here, man. I was DJing somewhere. So,
well, hey, man, make that money, brother. Get it while you can before AI does it.
Oh man, AI better get on out of here.
DJ AI, you know.
All right, thanks again, Will. We appreciate you, man.
You got it, man.
All right. Thank you, man. Yeah, that's Will Downing, y'all. With his latest project, Still in Love, latest single, back to us, available on all platforms. Great dude, man. I missed him the last time he was at the winery again, man.
Oh yeah, the winery. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Right downtown Boston. Yeah.
Yeah. But he's I mean, you want to talk about someone who doesn't miss? You're looking for quality music, quality R&B. He's got 29 albums of that,
and he's been around, man, a long time, man.
Right.
You know, it's amazing, and he's withstood the test of time, you know?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we missed anything, Rich, but
we didn't talk about the did we talk about or we did talk about the car? Did we talk about the car market, Steve?
Yeah, we did. Somewhat.
The price of used cars. I just want to tell a quick story, man.
Yep.
Anyone driving older used cars, man, it's hard to get parts now too, man. They're making it very hard to get parts.
Right.
Just to let people know, man. Make sure you got a good mechanic who's willing to help you do your research, because they're making it hard. Cars 10 years or more, the dealers are not even carrying the parts. I had a problem last week trying to find an alternator for a 10-year-old car. And the dealer said they no longer carry the parts. I have to go to the aftermarket. That doesn't make any sense, but that's where we're going in this society right now.
Wow.
And I want to give a shout out to those Boston Celtics, third place in the East. I think Jason Tatum is going to come back this year, Steve, because I think we'll be a title contender if he do.
Right.
So we're going to pay attention to that. And once again, those New England Patriots, a playoff team once again. And Boston sports are looking pretty good this winter.
Boston sports is looking very good, man. I just wish the gambling aspect of it is really ruining the enjoyment of the game. And it's so obvious, man. It's just to the point the NFL don't care. They don't care. It's so blatant now. I mean, and that's the problem I have with companies or conglomerates like that. They make their money off of us to the point where we're addicted, right? We love it. They know no matter what, we're coming back.
That's right.
No matter what, I'm going to still watch the game, and I am. If the Patriots go to the Super Bowl, guess where I'm going? I'm going to the Super Bowl.
That's right.
It's crazy. But I also know the gambling aspect. I hate it. I don't like it. But I'm addicted, man.
Oh, most definitely, Steve. And they're charging us to watch games on the NBA, on the NFL. Once again, Steve, just to pivot
and
in.
I refuse that, man. I'm not buying all these streaming services.
These cable channels, man. I'm just letting everybody out there know, man. We need to disconnect our cable, man. Cut off our cable and let us control what's going on, man. You can't keep charging us $250, $300 a month.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
We need to all unplug our cable and cancel.
I'll say this. There's a lot of people who I've been off. It's been years. 5 years? I've been off of cable for a long time. For the simple fact that you just mentioned, the cost.
Yes.
You know, the services that I watch to stream movies, that's it. That's all I pay for. That's all I pay for. So, all right. So I got YouTube TV. I got Netflix. And that's it. And if there's a movie that I want to watch that's on another streaming service, I might order it just for the month, just so I can watch that movie. But 9 times out of 10, I see those same movies on platforms that I'm already watching. And I like Apple TV too, you know, but if I'm not watching it, I'm not paying for it.
Yeah, I mean, Thursday Night Football, Amazon Prime, Celtics, well, NBA, you got it on Apple TV now, Amazon Prime, and Peacock. You done spread out the NBA on 3 different networks. So now you have to figure out what the games are on now.
Yep.
It was just ESPN, TNT, and once football season over, you get the Sunday games on, what was it, ABC?
Right.
So yeah, you're really playing. I think the cable networks, well, the leagues themselves, I think you're playing with fire with people right now, because people are really fed up with chasing these games all over the place and paying this astronomical amount of money.
Right. No, I totally agree. And I'm not doing it, man. And even on Christmas, if you want to watch a football game, guess what channel that's playing on, or what streaming service?
Is it Amazon?
That's Netflix.
Netflix, that's right.
So you got to have Netflix to watch football on Christmas Day.
On Christmas Day, that's right. I forgot the game's on Netflix.
Yeah. So I'm just not paying for all those services, man. I always had Netflix because I always like to think they have good movies. So I never have gotten rid of my Netflix. I always keep that. I think YouTube TV is great, especially for the local channels. And if there's a movie I want to watch just somewhere else, you know, they usually always give you a deal for the first month. So I might subscribe just for that movie for the first month or whatever, man. But I don't watch a lot of TV anyways, so I'm not keeping all those services, man. I'm just not.
That's right. I don't blame you, Steve. No, I've gotten to that point also. I can follow sports without paying all this money just to watch all of these different games. And let's be honest, Steve, how much TV are we watching to pay this amount?
I haven't watched the Thursday night. Have I? Wait a minute. I watched the Pats.
Yeah.
But I watched that out at my boy's place out in Brockton. I watched the Thursday night game with the Pats.
Yeah.
But other than that, because what is that on? Thursday night games or what?
Amazon Prime.
Yeah, so I don't have Amazon Prime. I'm not,
Yeah.
And that hasn't been a game good enough, in my opinion, for me to order Amazon Prime. And I haven't missed no good movies, you know?
Yeah, it's making it real hard. Well, that's what I'm saying to you, Steve, about the tax breaks you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
That's great. But honestly,
It
that money is evening out. It's going to get distributed in other areas.
Yeah, I agree.
So you're really not gaining nothing. I want to be able to gain a tax break where I can let the money sit in my bank account or invest it in crypto.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we'll leave folks on that note. Going into the new year, I'm telling you right now, start thinking about making moves, making changes. Start thinking about investing your money and making your money work for you instead of you working for it. Because when it works for you, it pays you. Pimp your money. Because that's all the banks are doing, right? When your money sits in the bank, they're pimping us. They're taking our money, lending it out to other people, and charging you and those folks interest on every amount of dollars that they loan out. And then they give you back a couple of pennies. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve. I just made $1 billion, man. We'll give you a couple of pennies. Come on. That's the name of the game right there. But with cryptocurrency, it's a different ball game. You don't need the banks when it comes to crypto. You don't need the banks. And you want to know what else people don't know about crypto? You can leverage your cryptocurrency for loans. Non-taxable loans. You can leverage your crypto to get loans. If you own Bitcoin, oh, that's a beautiful thing. You can go to a bank right now. You can go to a bank right now and get a loan off of your Bitcoin. That's the truth. So learn the game. Escape on the Cape, December 29th, 30th, and New Year's Eve. On the 30th, I'll be doing a workshop, Get Rich or Buy Trying. We'll be talking about taxes and cryptocurrencies, and we go over the basics. The workshop is all about you understanding how it works, and we talk to you in plain English. We don't go over your head with all this crazy vocabulary, which scares people, in my opinion. And I can't stand when I'm trying to learn something from somebody and they're talking to me in a language, man. Yo, what does that mean? I don't listen. Like when I first started doing mortgages back in the day before I got into real estate, the one thing I didn't like about when they was training me on the mortgages, I didn't know what a point was. I didn't know what this terminology, and I'm like, yo, back up. What's a point? I mean, I know what it is now, but things like that, I had no idea. And I don't like when you're trying to learn something and people, they teach you with this new vocabulary that you have no idea what it means. And that's not the way to learn. So we don't do that in crypto. You don't know what a blockchain is? Well, guess what? You'll know what it is in about 30 seconds of the workshop because we tell you what it is. And most of the terminology is basic things that you already know. It's just given a name of the blockchain, So yeah. So that's it for us. We out. We thank y'all for listening. If we don't chat again, I'll see you at Escape on the Cape. But I want to wish everybody a happy and a Merry Christmas. And of course, prosperous New Year. We out.
All right. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all.